Welcome to the Color Light course. This video will walk you through how to switch to sync mode for your player. Let's get started with the definition of sync mode and async mode. Take the A200 player as an example. In the rear panel of the A200 player, a port labeled as HDMI in is designed for inputting a signal in sync mode. Connect your PC with HDMI in on the A200 player using an HDMI cable for sync signal input. The PC's image will be projected to an LED screen using an HDMI cable in real time. Simply said, sync mode requires an external HDMI signal source. Then cut off HDMI input and disconnect your PC from the player. Publish programs to A200 player in the wireless network by mobile app. Download media locally and play it on the screen. In other words, async mode requires an internal signal from the A200 player. The sync async mode enriches the application scenarios for screens. Before configuring sync mode, get to know its prerequisites. Among the A-series players, A40, A60, A100, and A200 support sync mode. Select a device to fit your demand. Connect your PC to an LED screen using the A200 player, which has two HDMI ports. Make sure that the PC connects with HDMI in. Note that for A-series products, HDMI in supports up to a 920 by 1200 at 60 Hz. Ensure the stability of the input HDMI signal in sync mode. Once done, proceed to switch to sync mode. The player supports three ways of switching: button switch, software switch, and timed switch. First, let's learn how to perform the button switch. Input switch on the player is the button for switching between sync and async mode. This is the indicator for sync async mode. When the device is in async mode, the indicator above async will light up. Press input switch. When the device is in sync mode, the indicator above sync will light up. When there's an input for HDMI in, press input switch to sync mode. If the operation fails, check if there's an input for HDMI in. Press input switch again to switch to async mode. Second, to switch between sync and async mode by software, launch Player Master on your PC. Go to Software Settings and switch to LAN mode or Cloud mode. Take LAN mode as an example. Right-click LAN and select Refresh. Choose the target device and select Signal Switch. Then select Priority Show of HDMI signals and select Save to switch to sync mode. To switch to async mode, select Priority Show Playbox content and choose Save. Finally, I will cover the methods of timed switch between sync async mode. Before you begin, ensure the accuracy of the player time. Select Time and choose Settings. If the time is inaccurate, turn the Synchronize toggle off and select Modify Apply Computer Time. Then turn the Synchronize toggle on and select Apply. To set a time switch command, select the Schedule tab and select Command. Click on Add to create a command and determine its name. Select Add and choose Switch to Sync Signal in the drop-down menu and set the execution time, effective date, and effective week. The execution time is the overlapping part of the three time ranges. For example, to sync playback from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every weekday, set the execution time as 08. Select Every Day under Effective Date and select the checkboxes of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Select Confirm to complete settings. Repeat the previous steps to create a timed command for switching to async mode. The execution time is 9 a.m. every weekday. Therefore, the player will automatically switch to sync mode at 8 a.m. and switch to async mode at 9 a.m. every weekday. Select the View by Day tab to preview the commands. Select Publish and select the desired device or group for publishing. Select the Device tab to access the device management interface. Select View Schedule to view if the command is successfully sent to the player. Sync mode supports adaptive scaling and pixel-to-pixel display of signal. This session will give an introduction to the methods to enable and disable adaptive scaling. What is adaptive scaling? Generally, the input signal is displayed on the screen pixel by pixel. The resolution of the signal source is identical to that of the image on the screen. After enabling adaptive scaling, the input signal will automatically fit the screen according to the actual resolution of the screen. Follow these steps to perform adaptive scaling. Launch Player Master and select the target device. Select Advanced and enter 168 in the password field. Select the Control Area tab and select the Auto Zoom checkbox to perform adaptive scaling of the sync signal. For ports unused, enter 0 in the corresponding fields under Control Area. Finally, check the input HDMI signal and screen resolution. Take the maximum value between the HDMI signal width and screen width, and then take the maximum value between the HDMI signal height and screen height. The product of the two values should be no more than 1920 by 1200. For example, the resolution of the input signal is 1280 by 720. The screen resolution is 512 by 1200. Take the maximum value between the signal source width and the screen width, 1280. And take the maximum value between the signal source height and the screen height, 1200. The prerequisite for adaptive scaling is that the product of the two values should be no more than 1920 by 1200. This session explains the methods to crop the sync signal. How to crop the sync signal while performing adaptive scaling. Go to Control Area and deselect the Auto Zoom checkbox. Enter the X coordinate, Y coordinate, width, and height next to crop according to the target position and coverage of the HDMI sync signal on the screen. Enter the resolution of the screen next to zoom. Take a look at the corresponding position of parameters to gain a deeper understanding of parameter information. The yellow frame outlines the signal to be cropped. The red arrow indicates the coordinates of the cropped signal. The red frame outlines the coverage of the cropped signal. This is the LED screen resolution, which is identical to that of the cropped signal. Next, let's see how to configure EDID through HDMI in sync mode. Select the Screen Parameters tab. Set the screen width and height, and select a frame rate in the drop-down menu. Select Send to see 100% appears, indicating that the sending process has been completed. That's how to switch to sync mode for your player. Subscribe to the Color Light channel and stay tuned for more updates.